Ahead of every corner, hill, and horizon line. Inside of every journey, route, and destination. Before wheels turn, decisions are made, and the day has begun. There is a moment where intelligence arrives before it's required. When solutions are formed before the problem is found. When predictions are delivered before reactions are demanded. This is First Light, and this is Geotab Signals. Seeing further and acting earlier, First Light enables new capabilities across the Geotab platform, letting you do more. With Geotab Intelligence, your fleet is powered by trillions of data points distilled into precise foresight, allowing you to predict, prevent, protect, and move your organization forward. From AI-powered hardware that sees what your drivers cannot, to an all-in-one safety platform that uncovers data patterns, encourages intuitive, effective coaching, and enables action, not reaction, you'll see what's coming before it arrives. Unlock full visibility into energy use, all the way down to a single fuel transaction, to prevent waste from compounding, and to shift investigations into insights. Fleet intelligence that combines AI, software, and hardware. Geotab is with you stop by stop, ensuring optimized appointment ranking against planned routes, so the day stays efficient and streamlined, even as new bookings come in. Constant, steady, and inevitable. Fleet intelligence that moves together and is miles ahead in every category. With Geotab and the power of First Light, your fleet gets there first.
Welcome everyone. Geotab Signals 2026 Volume 2 is here. We named this one First Light for a reason. Before today is over, you're going to see what your fleet is already capable of. Now, this is our second Geotab Signals and the first time it's ever gone live on social. So we're so glad you're here with us.
Yes, we really wanted to do this in real time with you. We are live right now from Geotab HQ, and we want to know, where are you guys joining us from today? Let us know in the chat.
Just
come on,
checking
guys,
the
don't
chat
be
here.
shy here.
Yeah, we're checking this chat to see where everybody's coming in from. Let's see. Looks like we've got some shy people in the audience today.
All right.
Savannah.
Well, I'm sure there are many of you joining us from all over the world, so thanks for your time. We're going to be diving in here today. Drop your questions and reactions in the feed at any time. Our Geotab community is active and ready to answer them as we go. I'm Savannah Martin, VP of Product Management here at Geotab.
And I'm Mike Branch, VP of Data and Analytics at Geotab. Now, twice a year, we distill the power of our platform into a single, high-impact showcase. Today, we're going to walk through Geotab Signals 2026 Volume 2 and the major launches from the last 6 months, including platform and AI updates, along with new features across safety, fuel and emissions, operational efficiency, and maintenance. So please, please keep those comments going as we go.
We called this volume of Geotab Signals First Light because these solutions deliver the intelligence your fleet needs before you even realize you need it.
We're going to start here where intelligence actually comes from. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. Now, Geotab processes 37 trillion, with a T, data points every year from 6 million connected vehicles. That is the largest commercial fleet data set in the world. What we've been doing is turning all of that into something more than data. We've been distilling it into foresight, into decisions that your fleet can make before a problem actually forms. We call that Geotab Intelligence.
Geotab Intelligence is one of the heroes of this Signals volume, and it's built just for you. The fleet teams who are still reacting to problems or whose data lives across systems that don't talk to each other. And that ends today.
Geotab Intelligence is our AI and data brand that transforms your raw fleet data into predictive intelligence. It's built on one of the world's largest and cleanest fleet data sets.
And Geotab Intelligence is available everywhere your team works. Our goal is to meet you where you are in your journey, whether that's in MyGeotab or in your daily AI tool. That includes Geotab Ace, our conversational AI agent within MyGeotab. We want to empower you and your teams to get straight to the insights and decisions you need to move the business forward.
Now, Geotab Ace isn't just a conversational data retrieval tool, but it's an active operational partner. It doesn't just hand you the numbers, it tells you what the data means, not just what it found. It connects the dots across your entire operation, taking you seamlessly from identifying risk to understanding cost to closing the loop right inside of your workflow. The shift is from digging for answers to driving decisions in a single, continuous conversation. From a tool you query to a partner that works right alongside you. Customers across the globe routinely tell us Ace is saving them hours of time. And in 9 out of 10 conversations, customers get what they're looking for, if not more. Now, to show us the latest enhancements, I want to bring a familiar face, Vic Sridhar, our head of maintenance at Geotab, to come on. Vic, come on in.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Vic.
When I speak to fleet managers, oftentimes the challenge isn't that they don't have sufficient data, it's actually too much data. The problem is they don't have the time to sit down and analyze it. And that's where Geotab Ace turns live fleet data into immediate answers. So whether your goal is to cut costs, mitigate risk, or boost your fleet efficiency, you start with the question that matters the most to you. So why don't we see it in action? Let's start with driver performance. I'm going to ask Ace to rank my fleet. And because it understands my query, you can see that it automatically surfaced the answer in a visual chart for me. In seconds, we can see who's leading and who needs coaching. Driving behavior doesn't just create risk, it also impacts your bottom line. So to quantify the financial hit, I'm going to feed Ace my local fuel price to calculate total idle waste year to date. Instantly, you have a clear dollar figure for your next budget review. Now let's start to pull the thread on a specific asset. Naming the vehicle pinpoints its worst speeding event. And when location matters, Ace automatically embeds a live interactive map right here in the chat, letting you zoom in and explore the full context without ever leaving the conversation. Every event detail lives right here, speed data, location, and the footage to back it up. One click takes me right into the full trip's history where every stop, every alert is all in context. And if you need to attach a follow-up report or supporting file, you can do it right here on the event. So you've calculated the issue, calculated the cost, and located the event. Now, how do you actually prevent it? Ace remembers your conversation context and walks you through setting up an automated rule step by step. No searching through documentation. From broad trends to instant alerts, resolved in one continuous conversation, all protected by your existing security permissions. That's Geotab Ace. Back to you, Sabina.
That's very exciting, Vic. Let us know in the chat what you think. I've seen some folks from Alabama, Jacksonville, Las Vegas. So any questions, just drop them in the chat. So Geotab Ace gives your team fleet intelligence right inside MyGeotab. But we know that your teams don't just work inside MyGeotab, and that's exactly where the MyGeotab MCP connector comes in.
And this is the one I'm genuinely excited about, Sabina. You know, we are among the first major fleet platforms in the world with a production-ready MCP connector. Now, what that means is, in practice is quite simple. Your live fleet data flows directly into the AI tools your organization already uses, from Claude to ChatGPT. And it's been amazing to see the creativity that hundreds of our customers have shown, from incredible visualizations to integrated apps. It's a one-click setup with no custom development, and your existing MyGeotab user permissions, they carry over automatically.
So your fleet data is no longer just a destination you have to check. It's already right inside the conversation of the AI tools you are using. We built this so your team spends less time searching for the answers and more time acting on them.
Exactly. Now, Vic, a lot of fleet managers are asking the question, you know, what does this actually look like to run your fleet from inside their own AI tool that they already use? Maybe you can show us how that can be done with MyGeotab and the MCP connector.
Absolutely. For this demo, I already connected Claude to MyGeotab, which is a one-click setup your team does once. At the end of this demo, we'll provide full instructions on connecting MyGeotab with your MCP-compliant AI tools. Let me show you what it actually feels like to work with your fleet data from inside Claude. So let's run a few of the prompts we see most from our customers. We'll start broad by asking Claude for a weekly review across our entire fleet, covering faults, idling, HOS compliance, and inspection gaps. And you can see Claude's working away here, and without opening a single dashboard or running manual reports, Claude is reaching live into my MyGeotab database to build a prioritized brief. So we can see here it's just finished pulling trips. Now it's putting it all together, and voila, there's my weekly fleet brief. You can see here I have 23,600 faults, and Claude immediately tells me most are camera alerts, not mechanical issues. So your team knows exactly where to focus. It surfaces harsh driving across over 4,000 events, flags a serious multi-rule HOS brief that needs attention today, and uncovers over 4,000 missing DVIR inspections fleet-wide. And check this out, it's even given me a clear 4-step action list at the bottom.
Now, if you're watching that and thinking, okay, I see the problem, but how do I actually do something about it? That's exactly what my friend Vic is going to show you next.
What I'll do is I'll ask Claude to drill down into our top 5 idling offenders, estimate their fuel waste, and show where they're located. Notice how context carries over seamlessly. Claude broke down the exact idle hours, estimated the wasted fuel, and it even intelligently flags nuances, like an EV drawing battery power versus a gas engine burning fuel. We instantly see where money is being wasted. So now, why don't we be a little bit more proactive? I want to get an exception anytime one of these vehicles idle excessively. And I'm going to create the rule right into MyGeotab right here, all without leaving the chat. You can see how Claude is now asking me for a quick confirmation before writing to our live database. Once I confirm this, the rule is created directly inside MyGeotab. Complete with the rule ID, no navigation, no forms, no extra clicks required. And look at everything, it handled it in seconds. Claude scoped the rule to these 5 vehicles, set the exact 30-minute logic, generated a unique rule ID, and it even offered to configure me instant email and SMS notifications. Your live fleet intelligence inside the AI environment, your team already knows and trusts. No custom development, no extra cost. It's already included in your MyGeotab subscription. If you're ready to try it, getting started is easy. Add the Geotab MCP server to your AI client, sign in, and confirm your database name.
Thanks, Vic. Now let's shift gears and talk about safety. We're turning your fleet's hidden risks into actionable alerts and empowering your drivers to self-correct before incidents ever reach the road. This is what our unified video and safety platform is built for.
The third dash camera in the Go Focus family, our Go Focus Pro with aux cams, delivers AI-powered 360-degree video coverage, supporting up to 5 auxiliary cameras, predictive risk detection, and zero latency monitoring. It's built for the most complex, high-risk environments.
The capability I want to highlight is the pre-collision warnings. The system uses advanced on-device processing to cover spaces a driver just can't see, sending an instant verbal alert when a pedestrian, cyclist, or vehicle is detected.
Now, forward collision warning works the same way on the road ahead. It continuously monitors closing speed and time to collision, giving drivers time to respond to road hazards before an incident occurs. Now, Vic, if someone wants to see exactly how pre-collision and forward collision warning work in real time, I'm going to have you walk us through that.
Absolutely, Mike. Here inside MyGeotab, this is where risk becomes visible. Our latest AI event detection, offered with the Go Focus Pro, adds the next level of risk reduction, 360 visibility and pre-collision warnings. These are actual live events captured by Go Focus Pro. And what you're seeing is the system working exactly as designed. Highway exits can catch any driver off guard. Speed carries, decisions happen fast, and reaction time is everything. Watch as forward collision warning detects the closing risk. You can see that it fired instantly, giving this driver the split second they needed to respond. The brakes engaged, the incident is avoided. That's not luck. That's the system being there in the moments that matter most. Construction zones are unpredictable, and workers on the ground are counting on more than a driver's field of vision. Watch how Focus Pro's blind spot detection tracks every person in the zone in real time. This is AI working where human perception ends. These are the same views that would be seen within the cab in real time when using the optional zero latency monitor. The driver can self-correct before impact thanks to 360-degree coverage. From surfacing your highest risk events to coaching the driver to stopping the incident before it happens, this is the complete safety loop.
Thank you so much, Vic. Our video coaching platform, available with GoFocus Plus and GoFocus Pro, has more exciting releases. We are getting ahead of the risk and the safety gaps before they ever form. In this volume, we are introducing a full suite of coaching updates, including continuous driver verification, smart speeding, illegal U-turn detection, auto-approve of coaching sessions, smart rules, and coaching effectiveness.
And I want to pause here on coaching effectiveness specifically because it closes a loop your teams have requested. Coaches can now see whether the coaching sessions actually change behavior, not just whether the coaching happened, but whether it worked. And this is a meaningful shift for your safety program. With the driver safety profile, your team can now see their safety score, event rate, and behavior breakdown directly in the Geotab Video Driver app. They can see the exact behaviors that shape their profile and self-correct, long before an issue ever turns into a coachable event.
And we didn't stop there. Our core telematics safety data is now centralized into the Safety Overview dashboard. Collision risk data, high-risk driver identification, industry benchmarking, and coaching priorities all in one place. You can quickly see who your highest risk drivers are and be able to take action.
Now, think about this for a moment, right? The riskiest 10% of fleet drivers account for 1 in 5 collisions, and they're 7.4 times more likely to crash than your safest drivers. The question's always been, how do you reach them before something happens?
Vic, if someone wanted to see this in action, can we take a look?
Absolutely, Sabina. Most fleet managers only find out a driver is at high risk after something goes wrong. This is where the Safety Overview solution comes in. This solution exists so you don't have to wait for that. Here's what it looks like when you open it every morning. The first key metric is your fleet's collision risk score. It's a 0 to 100 percentile that tells you where your fleet sits compared to fleets that operate just like yours. This fleet is sitting at the top 33%, and you can see from the trend line below that they've been like this for a while now. Their biggest contributor flagged here is harsh cornering. You haven't clicked anything yet, and you already know where to look. Now, who specifically is driving that risk? You don't have to go and find them. It's already surfaced for you. Look at the high-risk performers section down below. This driver right here scored 8 out of 100. The key focus area when I click into this is speeding. That's the conversation that needs to happen today. No report building, no export, no spreadsheet. It's already done. And here's the piece that makes this actionable beyond just coaching, this comparison panel. Your fleet is being benchmarked against a specific peer group, MPVs and door-to-door courier services. So when it says top 33%, that's not a vague number. That's where you stand against fleets that operate just like you. That context is what turns a safety score into a business conversation. Over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Vic. Now, to round out our safety updates, for the first time, our AI-powered collision risk extends to OEM-connected vehicles, starting with Ford. So if you're a fleet with a large contingent of Ford OEM-connected vehicles, you now gain driver and vehicle risk profiles right alongside your Go-connected vehicles, benchmarked against similar fleets to predict and prevent collisions before they even happen.
And when an incident is reported, your team needs the evidence and a central place to keep it. If a public complaint comes in, you need to easily be able to identify the driver that was at that location at that time. Investigations inside MyGeotab brings GPS data, driver history, events, and video footage into a single case view to solve that problem. The evidence is ready before the investigation even starts. One view for each incident. Now, if you have questions about any of the safety innovations we just covered, drop them in the chat right now. Our Geotab community is live. I could see they're ready to answer and interact.
Now, let's get into fuel and emissions enhancements. Now, high fuel prices and market fluctuations have made costs really unpredictable. The problem with fuel waste isn't just that it's hard to fix, it's invisible until it's time to report. By then, you're explaining a problem, not preventing one. We want to make it easier for your team to reduce fuel costs.
And that's exactly what fuel transaction management was built to solve. A single view of your fuel transaction data, built to monitor spend, spot misuse, and simplify reconciliation. Vic, if a fleet manager wants to see how fuel transactions works in MyGeotab to flag an anomaly, or what the investigation workflow looks like, could you take us through it?
Yeah, let's take a look. So at a glance, fuel transaction management shows you total fuel purchased over time. You can see what your fuel usage looks like month over month. But what's doing the real work are these tiles that you see at the top. Each one has scanned your transaction and flagged a different type of anomaly. You don't have to go and build a report or go looking. It's right here for you. Let's start with the location mismatch. Click the tile, and the system filters automatically. Open the record, and you can see exactly why it was flagged. This vehicle was 2.8 miles away from where the assigned card was swiped. That's your first signal that something needs a closer look. Now, fuel type mismatch. This record is flagging two problems at once. The transaction says diesel, but this asset runs on gasoline. On top of that, 29.3 gallons were recorded with a 13-gallon tank. These both need to be investigated together. They form a clear anomaly, and this is where reconciliation usually breaks down. Unassigned transactions. We have 66 entries that don't map to any vehicle in the database. Spend with no owner. Fuel transaction management isolates these so you're catching them now before the month closes. That's the investigation workflow. Anomaly flagged, record isolated, reason identified. One view. No spreadsheets, no manual cross-referencing. Over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Vic. So while fuel transaction management gives you transaction level detail, the fuel and energy overview gives you the complete fleet picture. So it's a dedicated dashboard right inside MyGeotab that brings fuel economy, idling trends, and tailpipe emissions into one single view. Many fleets are monitoring fuel and energy for greenhouse gas reporting, and the sustainability overview is a native solution and emissions report built directly into MyGeotab. It covers full Scope 1 CO2 equivalent emissions across CO2, NO2, and methane for both gas and diesel vehicles, with US EPA or UK DEFRA emission factors applied automatically by region. It's instantly downloadable, meaning your GHG report, it's already waiting for you.
Now, many fleets see fuel savings by reducing idling, but what about those vehicles that use power takeoffs? Our new preventable idling rule shows the clear difference between a driver idling unnecessarily and a PTO-engaged vehicle running a pump or a boom lift, so you can stop counting real work as waste. Those fleets who have started using the new rule can clearly differentiate and are seeing trip-level idle time cut by a median of nearly 8%. And our final fuel and energy update is for our California government fleets. The BAR CTP compliance dashboard automates smog tracking. It monitors which vehicles are submitting under the state's continuous testing program and flags exactly what needs fixing before a compliance issue develops.
Now, let's talk about a few more ways to reduce costs through operational efficiency. We have some incredible updates across the board, and I want to lead with one that sounds straightforward, but it's genuinely a huge deal for commercial fleets. Our native asset utilization solution gives you a single view of how assets are being used across days, hours, and groups. Instead of spreadsheets and manual reporting, you can now identify inefficiencies very early on. That lets you lift utilization and improve the return on your fleet's existing investment before you ever need to source any new equipment.
Now, one of the solutions your team relies on every day got an overhaul as well. We redesigned trips history for your team so that the 5 most recent trips load automatically the moment the solution opens. Synchronized video and high-speed replays are embedded directly on the trip card. You open it and the data story is already right there. The new events redesign takes this even further. What used to be the exceptions report page has been enhanced. High-impact safety events automatically populate into dynamic charts the moment you open the page, bringing speeding and idling directly into your view. Everything is already charted, benchmarked, and ready for action, so the conversation starts where it used to end.
Now, let's talk about Geotab Advanced Routing and Optimization. We're adding 2 powerful new features: appointment scheduling and custom forms. Together, they bring planning and execution even closer than before. When a customer books an appointment, the system recommends time slots that fit seamlessly into the existing schedule, keeping your day on track and minimizing disruption. And once the job reaches the field, custom forms makes it easy to capture that job data, service notes, and required information as the work is getting completed. So from booking that appointment to route to job completion, everything stays connected, helping teams work more efficiently and deliver a better customer experience. Now, Vic, what I'd love for you to do is walk us through what this looks like in practice, from booking that appointment to capturing job data right in the field.
Yeah, let's do it. When a CSR books an appointment outside of Geotab, they usually just see an open time slot without seeing how that choice impacts routes, workload, or schedule capacity. It can feel a little bit like guesswork. Geotab appointment scheduling changes that. With appointment scheduling, users can add appointments directly in Geotab, whether searching for an existing customer or creating a new one. Once you select the customer, so let's go ahead and do that, simply pick the service type from a preset order list. Next, set your date range and preferred time window, morning, afternoon, or all day. Then check availability to see a list of recommended time slots. And you can see it's come up, and you can now filter by week or month to easily see open spots across the schedule. The CSR selects the recommended option, and the operation gets an appointment that fits. Not just available, but optimized against the existing schedule. Better utilization, less disruption, more efficient operations. And these suggestions can sync via API right into your CRM or be offered to customers directly through a self-serve portal. Standard proof of delivery covers the basics, but different jobs need distinct details. Without a consistent way to collect them, critical information gets missed or recorded haphazardly. Custom forms ensures the right details are captured in a clear and standardized manner. Every form adapts to your exact business needs. You can add date fields, drop-down lists, checklists, acknowledgements, or digital signatures. You control what data gets collected and when. Your team can log specific job details right on site, giving you a clear record of the work completed, not just that a ticket was closed. For example, the technician writes down here that the AC was damaged during a heat wave, and he replaced components to get it back online. Checklists keep technicians accountable to a standard set of activities, reducing callbacks and disputes. Labor hours are logged directly on the job, giving operations accurate data for billing, payroll, and productivity tracking. Customer sign-off is captured before the job closes, creating a clear record of acceptance that protects the business if questions come up later. A digital record captures it all right at the point of service. Everything is stored against the appointment, searchable, time-stamped, and it's there when you need it. Together, appointment scheduling and custom forms closes the loop, from getting the right technician to the right job to ensuring everything on site is captured and accounted for. Efficiency from planning through to execution. Back to you, Mike.
So whether you're managing the route or behind the wheel, we want you fully equipped for every single stop. Geotab Navigation is built for commercial vehicles.
So here's what that looks like for your drivers on the road. Geotab Navigation is our new turn-by-turn navigation built specifically for commercial vehicles. It automatically routes around low bridges, weight-restricted roads, hazmat zones, and tolls. The route is already safe and compliant long before the wheels ever start turning.
And a safe route is only as good as the vehicle running it, and that's where maintenance comes in. Now this is our final roundup from the Geotab Signals 2026 Volume 2 release, and both of these powerful new features come down to one core idea. Your maintenance team should never have to choose between alert fatigue and missed problems. And we built something specifically to solve that. Critically low tire pressure detection with work request integration. This is powered by a machine learning model, not a rigid threshold. It builds a peer group of baselines at the individual tire level, flagging only when action is genuinely required, rather than every time pressure shifts with temperature or load. When a tire crosses a critical threshold, a work request is automatically created inside the work order management system with the specific vehicle and tire already identified. The fix is already in the queue long before the tire fails, not after a blowout, a safety incident, or an emergency call to your maintenance manager. Your team is already ahead of it, and it's already having an impact, with fleets seeing low tire pressure resolution times cut in half, and up to 68% drop in vehicle days spent with low tire pressure, Sabina.
With rules creating work orders, you can use the existing Geotab rules engine to connect rules like engine light status directly to those automatic work orders. The issue gets flagged, the order gets created, and the vehicle gets fixed before it ever has to hit the road.
And that's exactly it. Your fleet is ready long before the wheels ever turn. Everything you saw today was built with one idea in mind. You should not find out about a problem the moment it becomes one. The intelligence can already be right there before the incident, before the budget review, and before a driver ever has to make a call. It's not about faster reactions, but fewer problems to react to in the first place.
That is First Light. And the best news is that this is not our roadmap. Everything that you saw today is available right now inside the Geotab platform. Vic, as always, thanks for your time today. It's fair to say this DJ side hustle is definitely paying off.
It's always a pleasure. And if you guys want to go deeper on anything that you saw today, all the links are right below. Signals.geotab.com has the close-up details with links to learn more.
Go check it out. If you have questions or feedback as you dig in, reach out to your Geotab contact or your partner. We are here to help you.
And everything you saw today was built to solve our customers' problems. Your feedback, your challenges, and your vision for what a smarter fleet actually looks like. We're building this future together, right alongside each one of you. Now, our moderators have been answering questions I've seen in the chat. We're opening up the floor, though, to questions from our viewers. So maybe we'll have a look here, Sabina, to see what we've got coming in. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, drop your questions in the chat if you have any, and we'll take a few.
I've got one here on MCP and integrations. The MCP connector inherits our existing MyGeotab permissions automatically. What does that actually protect? Can you give me an example of data that stays restricted? Yeah, so everything that comes through the MyGeotab MCP connector, all of the credentials that you set up, your clearances in MyGeotab, everything is fully respected. Now, keep in mind that data is being transmitted back to your own organization's AI, so it depends on the privacy policies that exist within your own organization. But everything that you would come to expect as being protected by clearances in MyGeotab, that's already set and done for you. So there's one. Okay, we've got one here. Let's see. On safety, coaching, and scores. In the safety overview demo, the system already surfaced the highest risk driver before anyone ran a report. How often does that risk score update? Is it real time or end of day? So yeah, a lot of the safety scores that you're seeing updated in the platform safety overview solution, They're done on a daily basis, so it takes a while to process all of that data coming into the platform, and we're producing that analysis on a daily basis for drivers.
Yes, but the idea is you don't need to go and run anything. It automatically updates. You can see those high-risk drivers, and you can see their collision risk prediction there. Okay. Looks like we have another one here. So the fuel and energy overview is described as a dedicated dashboard. Is this separate from sustainability overview, or are they the same page? So the underlying foundation is the same, but each of these experiences are tailored to slightly different KPIs and personas. So for sustainability overview, that's really anchored in that KPI around emission reduction. So it'll show you those emission trends, whereas the fuel and energy overview is tied to fuel and energy economy. As you know, improving fuel and energy economy also will help with your emissions, so that shared foundation allows us to connect those dots.
We've got one from Nabil here, who has asked one online. So he's asking, since ACE uses AI, is the data anonymized and securely protected? Also, could you please clarify how data is stored, processed, and protected from unauthorized access? So, I mean, this holds true for everything in MyGeotab. So the same protections we put in place across the board for our entire system, which is kind of FedRAMP compliant, still apply for Geotab Ace as well too, and all of our AI solutions. All of the data that goes behind the scenes, we have it anonymized for the development of different models to help you look at things like collision risk and all this kind of thing. And it, again, is protected by all the different clearances that are already existing within MyGeotab. So I think the thing to take away from that, Sabine, is that all the protections we put in place for ACE and our AI solutions are the same protections we put in place for everything else.
Exactly, yeah. Security and privacy remains a top priority for us in everything that we built. But yeah, with that, it looks like that's all we have time for now. If you have any other questions, drop them in the chat and the Geotab community will follow up. Our commitment to you is to keep listening to you, keep building solutions. You know, you are really the reason that we keep going. And so thanks for your time today. Thanks, folks, for joining me. We will see you for Geotab Signals 2027 Volume 1. And until then, take care, everyone.
Ahead of every corner, hill, and horizon line. Inside of every journey, route, and destination. Before wheels turn, decisions are made, and the day has begun. There is a moment where intelligence arrives before it's required. When solutions are formed before the problem is found. When predictions are delivered before reactions are demanded. This is First Light, and this is Geotab Signals. Seeing further and acting earlier, First Light enables new capabilities across the Geotab platform, letting you do more. With Geotab Intelligence, your fleet is powered by trillions of data points distilled into precise foresight, allowing you to predict, prevent, protect, and move your organization forward. From AI-powered hardware that sees what your drivers cannot, to an all-in-one safety platform that uncovers data patterns, encourages intuitive, effective coaching, and enables action, not reaction, you'll see what's coming before it arrives. Unlock full visibility into energy use, all the way down to a single fuel transaction, to prevent waste from compounding, and to shift investigations into insights. Fleet intelligence that combines AI, software, and hardware. Geotab is with you stop by stop, ensuring optimized appointment ranking against planned routes, so the day stays efficient and streamlined, even as new bookings come in. Constant, steady, and inevitable. Fleet intelligence that moves together and is miles ahead in every category. With Geotab and the power of First Light, your fleet gets there first.